The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I'm Dale Jackson. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm a radio talk show host who has a show on WVNN in Huntsville from 5 until 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. And then you can hear it in Birmingham on Talk 995 from 10 until noon. With me, as always, Mecca Music. She is the CEO of 256 Today, smart news for smart people. And maybe Biden should check it out. Maybe not very smart to take a bunch of declassified documents.
It makes you smarter, though, to read it. So you can get up to level.
I'm saying he has to read it. Then he would not take those classified documents. Then he would be smart.
Save it for the 2 minute
There you go. All right. Right now, though, we got Yaffe coming up here in just a little bit. For right now, let's go ahead and get to 2 minute warning. All right, Mecca, Joe Biden. Is this where they get him? As we used to ask with Donald Trump, but apparently we have to ask that question with Joe Biden now. Because not one, not two, but at the time of this recording it's 3, so by the time you see it, it might be 9 different batches of classified documents and other presidential papers were found in different places where Joe Biden apparently was just littering them all over the place willy-nilly. One including in the garage where his car was kept, his Corvette, that his son has on his driver's license. So this will be a fun story to cover nonetheless. Mecca, is this where they get him?
No, okay. But I love that you did that since it has been a recurring topic for you.
For Trump,
Yes, exactly. That's fantastic. Stop. Obviously not. I think that, just like how you asked for with Trump, is this where they get Trump? Obviously not. But I do think that this, for people who want to pursue these charges and things against Trump, I think this definitely hurts their chances.
So you would say this is where they don't get them.
That's where they don't get anybody.
Exactly what it is. And you know what frustrates me about that? It shouldn't be that way. If you thought forever that they should get Trump, then you think they should get Biden. If you don't think they should get Trump, you shouldn't think they should get Biden. Listen, I'm not under any illusions that either of these guys are going to jail.
No.
If they do go to jail, I say put them in the same cell and fight it out. Whoever wins gets to be president. And then you let them do that. But look, either this is wrong or it's not. And I've always been of the belief, if you think Donald Trump broke the law, prosecute him, try him, and let's see what happens. And the same thing should happen here. The idea that it is almost accepted by the people who were saying, oh, yeah, they should try Trump, he did this, and they're like, well, now they can't try Trump because they can't try Biden. That is a two-tier justice system.
Special counsel has been appointed for both cases. Let's see what happens.
It's a two-tier justice system. And by the way, Mecca, if you go on to Redstone Arsenal and you take some documents that you're not supposed to take and you take them to your house, they're not having a conversation about, should we not? Oh, no. Okay. It's a two-tier justice system, and it is just not right. So, no, they don't get them. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about another thing Joe Biden did this week. He went down to the border, and I suggest they put an ice cream shop right there on the border to make him stay down there for a long time, but they did not. He goes down there. He shows up at a migrant facility, and wouldn't you know it, all the migrants were gone. None of them were there. And they asked his staff, what's this all about? And he's like, complete coincidence. I mean, it's just like when they say, hey, we're not lying here. It's like they're absolutely lying. Complete coincidence. It's not. And what a disaster this whole thing is. Then he got lambasted by people on the left for not going down there and basically carving a hole in the wall and saying, come on in. So he took a lot of heat on both sides for that. Katie Britt, the new Alabama Republican senator, she runs down there and she's doing everything. She's down there at the border talking to migrants, yelling at people across the river, telling them not to cross because a pregnant woman was about to enter the Rio Grande where 9 people died in September, and people die all the time. She met with migrants, human trafficking and cartel victims, Border Patrol agents. I thought this was a really good trip for her. I think it was very illustrative for a lot of people. She got a lot of good video. I'm going to ask you a very simple question here. Who did more at the border? And I'm going to ask this in a broad way. Katie Britt in 1 week or Joe Biden in 2 years?
Oh, well, I mean, come on. Obviously, these were both. Any attention that is being paid to this issue is important and helpful. So I don't know if you can say this was more important. This is more important. Having the president go down there after not making the trip for 2 years is a very big deal and helpful if you want to engage on this issue.
It's possible he was down there looking for documents he left there some other time. But just kidding, he's never been to the border. It was a joke. It was a joke. But the point I actually want to make here is him going down there was so we couldn't say he's never gone down.
Right.
That's clearly what all this was about.
And you were talking about the facility, but there were all sorts of pictures that showed, like the tent camps and the things on the roads, all gone before he got there. So it wasn't just that. That was just a coincidence. That
just
was not
real
there
quick
anymore.
here. There's some people that are talking that Biden's advance team went in and police were arresting people on minor charges just to get them off the street left and right. So, I mean, as long as let's move the White House to the border, and then maybe they'll resolve that stuff. Who knows? All right, let's move on to the state of Alabama. Let's talk about $500 million. That sounds like a lot of money, but understand that is about a fifth of the surplus for the Alabama Education Trust Fund. Yes, that's right. The surplus is almost $2.7 billion. So they're talking about $500 million in rebates from that fund. Now, this is unheard of stuff. I've been covering Alabama politics for close to 16, 17 years. And the idea that they're going to take money out of the Education Trust Fund or the surplus and give that back to the people in any way, a rebate or anything, is shocking to me. And it looks like they're full steam ahead on this thing. You never would have seen this at any other time. And you know what? I hate it. I absolutely despise it. I do. I hate it. I hate it. I'll tell you why. It's like a nickel and dime thing here, but there's so many people, so everybody gets a little taste. Who gets the money? Is it just taxpayers? Do they write a check to everybody who has or not? And these are super Republican majority legislature telling us the future looks a little cloudy and there could be a fiscal cliff we're looking at and all these other things. Do you need to get the money back? Does $400 to Tiger Kid #1, does that really do anything for the entire state? No. I think it's a bad idea. So I don't like this plan, but legislators will try to convince me I'm not a fan.
Okay, well, there's other legislators. There's going to be a very interesting conversation about this as the session gets underway. I don't think everyone is completely sold on it. I think people have the exact same reservations you do, but a lot of the leadership came out early and said we are looking for ways to do this, and this is obviously kind of the plan they're going forward on. And people like money.
Yes, and $2.7 billion in surplus in the Education Trust Fund. That is just a giant pot of money saying, use me. I mean, that's really what it is.
I mean, you look at it, California is already looking at budget cuts after, surplus years of the previous several years.
I mean, legislators are looking at that $2.7 billion like Hunter Biden looks at cocaine.
No.
Okay, they just want to use it right next to some classified documents in their dad's garage. All right, let's move on here for a second. Should we have more cameras? Well, as someone who loves cameras, I say yes. Let's go ahead and have more of them. Should we have more cameras inside government? Yes, absolutely. One of the great things that happened during the Speaker of the House battle is you got to look at these people doing things that they normally don't do, or at least you don't see. Matt Gaetz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez having a conversation together where they're acting like normal human beings even though they disagree on things. Okay, yeah, cool. I think that's an interesting thing. Mike Rogers reacting the way I react sometimes at work when one of his snot-nosed employees steps out of line. Yeah, I like seeing that. Matt Gaetz says he wants cameras. Democrats say they want cameras. I think this turns into something like term limits, where everyone says we love it, but we're just like, couldn't get it done. Oh man, we tried so hard.
I talked to some people about it, and they're like, it's just not on the top of the priority list. We have such pressing issues. And it's not wrong, but how hard is this?
That's like when they say, well, we got down to the last day. We were totally going to do this thing, but I mean, because we just didn't think about it. It's Matt Gaetz filed an amendment and it failed. Okay, so that's as simple as it has to be. I mean, it really does. And like I said, in this whole battle,
I loved it, by the way, though.
Yeah.
I loved it. It'd be bad for me because I would watch it too much. I mean, but even the Allison link that I could be addicted to, and the Alabama legislature. It's just all good.
She's referring to the where you can type in things and look up bills that nerds do. And
no, you can
or you can listen to what they're saying down there and listen to the craziness. But I will tell this: what we saw on the floor was how it works.
Yeah.
And I think the idea that they were having to all stay there because they were worried about votes and all these other things was great force them into that situation.
Yes.
It doesn't always just have to be, well, we got to get home. You know, Ma's got the turkey on, so you can't be stuck here for Thanksgiving. So, well, okay, we'll just pass these bills. It can't be that way. This way is better. Although I don't think it goes anywhere. Do more cameras equal better government?
Absolutely.
Okay, there's a follow-up question. Or do we see people playing to the cameras you do?
No. That's what? No, I mean, obviously that's a part of it. I don't care. I want to see all of it. I want all the cameras. I want the cameras to move. I want, all of it.
People have said, like one of the jokes is make people wear the patches of their donors on their suits and stuff. Like that's always a joke, like NASCAR people. I would go a step further. I want to have them do that, and then I want to mic them up. I want to mic them up. I want them to be mic'd up, and I want to be able to go in and listen to what they have to say. I think that would be great, but I don't think we're going to get that far either. When we come back, we'll mic up Michael Yaffe, who we only call Yaffe here, on this program, and he'll talk to us a little bit about all of these things and more. Stay tuned. It's Alabama Politics This Week.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at University Kia. Now look, I love Kias. I've driven plenty of them. I used to have a Kia Sportage. When my son was born, my wife said, no, we got to get ourselves one of these big SUVs. The Telluride from University Kia is an absolutely amazing vehicle. You get it at a great price, but you get everything at University Kia at a great price. Learn more about them today. Head on over to universitykia.com. Find the perfect vehicle for you, new and pre-owned. They got it for you. universitykia.com.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improve range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here, and this is my son, Grant. Now, I'm here to talk to you about Top Shelf Customized Cleaning. He's a handful, I'm a handful, and if I want to stay married, I need Top Shelf Customized Cleaning to come and take care of my house. They do an amazing job for me, and they'll do an amazing job for you. Cindy loves them, I love them, Grant loves them as well. Check them out on Facebook, Top Shelf Customized Cleaning. And don't forget, call them today, 256-417-9122. And when you talk to them, make sure you tell them Grant sent you.
Have you filed for disability benefits but were denied by the Social Security Administration? Or do you need to apply for benefits and are overwhelmed with paperwork? Are you between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury? Thousands of hardworking Americans are in your situation. They file for disability benefits every month and are unnecessarily denied their much-needed benefit check. Call now for a no-obligation, free evaluation. We can help you nearly double your chances of approval and get your benefit checks faster. We understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact and will share our insider expertise. There is a time limit to apply. We're here to help you get your disability claim filed and paid as soon as possible. Please, time is limited. So, if you are between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury, call right now and let us help you file your disability claim with the Social Security Administration.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Mecca Music, and the person who we're bringing on the program to talk about all the things going on this week is Yaffe. He's a talk show host at WVNN in Huntsville, and we're always thrilled to have him here on the program. Yaffe, let's not even try to pretend we're going to talk about some state stuff here. The legislature is doing something down there. I don't know what they're doing. But in D.C., there's a lot of stuff going on. At the time of this taping, there are 3 different disclosures of different documents, classified presidential documents, whatever, being found all over the place. I guessed yesterday that the second one would be at Biden's house. The third one, I don't know if they've said where it is yet. I'll just assume it's on a beach somewhere. I don't know. Yaffe, tell me how much this impacts the coverage and what happens to Donald Trump.
I think it impacts it a lot. I mean, we would all like to believe that the Justice Department's going to be fair and balanced, and they did appoint a special counsel here, but I just can't imagine them indicting Donald Trump now and then letting Biden off the hook. I just can't imagine it.
Do you think I know you don't think that's how our system is supposed to work. How shocking to the world would it be if they're like, all right, we're going to charge them both. We're going to indict them both, and we're going to see what happens. Would that blow you away?
Yes. Yes, it would. I mean, I kind of joked about that on social media on my show, that I guess we had to put them both in a jail cell and everything. But in real world terms, yeah, it would shock pretty much the rest of the world. We're supposed to be a system where we don't. I mean, I guess if you arrested them both, it would seem fair. And then if you arrested one and not the other, it would seem more like political revenge, I guess.
So, Yaffe, what happens now, even as far as the coverage, as far as the people who are calling for, this needs to be prosecuted when it was Trump's turn, but now it's Biden. What is going to happen as far as that?
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, there's people who are like, how dare you do this to Trump, but do it to Biden. And I'm like, how do you make that argument?
Well, it's going to change, and we already saw a sign of that. CNN had an opinion piece on their website today. We need to reform the classification system. That's the real message here, that the classification system is just kind of confusing, I guess, so we need to reform it. So it went from prosecuting Trump to it's the system's fault.
Yeah, that checks out.
For those who aren't following, that is actually the argument they were making when the Hillary Clinton situation was going on, too. They were talking about the classification problems, and things are classified. They can't. And even Tucker Carlson said one day this week on his show, he said, classifying the D-Day invasion is good until it happens. Classifying that the CIA may have killed JFK is a bad idea. So we're way off field here. I want to talk about this situation down in the Alabama legislature. Not too much happening right now. School choice way on the back burner. You and I are both big fans of this thing. The Alabama legislature, the Education Trust Fund budget has $2.7 billion in surplus. They want to give $500 million of that back to the voters, the citizens, I guess would be a better way to say that.
Dale hates it, by the way,
I hate
if you're
that
wondering.
Hate it. Wouldn't that money be better spent laying the groundwork for school choice?
Man, I am torn now. I didn't even think about that before. I don't know if it would be better spent, but if they're not going to do some kind of tax rebate, then yes, it would be nice to do it through school choice.
Now, Yaffe, multiple leaders came out early and support, like, we're working on this. We want this to move forward. Then we heard some other voices speaking up, saying, hey, look ahead. This might not be the right choice. Tell us what you think is going to happen when this conversation takes place in Montgomery.
I think mostly because Kay Ivey, I think, kind of supported this recently, but it's going to be a one-time tax rebate. They're saying let's be careful because they don't want any kind of permanent tax cut. So they'll sort of compromise, and I put that in air quotes, compromise into a tax rebate, because that'll still look good even though it's not a permanent tax cut or a real reform like school choice.
They talk about reform and all these other things, and I talk about school choice with these legislators all the time, and they tell me that the citizenry just don't really get all geeked up about that.
It's not a passion issue.
I'm saying,
it's just not.
I mean, when it was talking about vaccine mandate bans, phones ringing off the hook. When you talk about school choice, not really something.
Not that it's not important to them, but like you said, they just people don't get fired up.
Well, the only people that are going to get super fired up about school choice are people who are going to utilize it. I mean, that's really it, and that group is incredibly small in the grand scheme of things. Right. So that's why it's not like this thing. But I would argue, Isn't it the right thing to do, Yaffe?
Well, we keep hearing that our education system is falling behind. I understand this last year it did better, but it really didn't do better. Everyone else did worse. So this is part of a reform. Even if you're not going to utilize it on an individual basis, you would think we need something to help kind of reform the system, make the system better. Although I would have thought more people would have supported it because during COVID, I mean, the private schools, a lot of them stayed open while public schools were closed. Maybe we're just conservatives or Republicans in the state are just not doing a good enough job making that argument.
Now, Yaffe, let's talk about this, though. A lot of people, a lot of leaders, legislators included, have come out and said, I support school choice. I want school choice. Kay Ivey with her statements, I support school choice. Does it happen?
Yeah, and that's what's disappointing. I mean, you're right. Kay Ivey had School Choice Week. You know, it came out. She put a big statement, and it's usually like kind of stuff on the surface. I don't know if that's because of the teachers union or if that's because of something else. They're just too afraid to do some kind of big reform. But yeah, I need to see some concrete, not just lip service.
Well, I'll give you some concrete on the other side. Del Marsh, the former Speaker Pro Tem, was the main advocate in the Senate, gone. He decided to walk away from the legislature. Charlotte Meadows, she was the main advocate for it in the House, and the Republicans drew her out of a district. So I think that message is pretty loud and clear. I think it's moving in the direction that you and I want, Yaffe, but I don't think we're quite there yet. Give me a grade for Katie Britt's first week and a half or so in the Alabama legislature.
Oh, I have to give her an A.
In the United States Senate. Sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Yaffe.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have to give her an A because, I mean, the trip to the border was really good. She's saying all the right things. She's become a rock star in terms of speaking out on behalf of the party, being part of the RNC. I think where we're really going to see whether she's as good as everyone hopes is when we start getting into some of these spending bills and if she really is kind of willing to stand up to some of the establishment on that. But we're not to that point yet. So when you're talking about her first week and what she's been able to do so far, I think it's great.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. She showed some Jeff Sessions and with the border stuff and the conservatism. But I think you're right. When it comes to the spending, I think we're going to get the Richard Shelby side of her. And I think you're going to get a combination.
I think that's a great description.
Yeah,
and I don't think everybody would be unhappy with this part of Sessions and this part of Shelby.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I really don't.
I think fiscal conservatives like Yaffe,
yeah.
I think they will have a little bit of a problem. They'll bristle a little bit about it. But I don't think it will be that big of a deal. Yaffe, thank you very much for being here. We always appreciate you coming. Mecca's gone. So the show gets better. It's that simple. Party Shot coming up next. Stay tuned.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at University Kia. Now look, I love Kias. I've driven plenty of them. I used to have a Kia Sportage. When my son was born, my wife said, no, we got to get ourselves one of these big SUVs. The Telluride from University Kia is an absolutely amazing vehicle. You get it at a great price, but you get everything at University Kia at a great price. Learn more about them today. Head on over to universitykia.com. Find the perfect vehicle for you, new and pre-owned. They got it for you. universitykia.com.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improve range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here, and this is my son, Grant. Now, I'm here to talk to you about Top Shelf Customized Cleaning. He's a handful, I'm a handful, and if I want to stay married, I need Top Shelf Customized Cleaning to come and take care of my house. They do an amazing job for me, and they'll do an amazing job for you. Cindy loves them. I love them. Grant loves them as well. Check them out on Facebook. Top Shelf Customized Cleaning. And don't forget, call them today, 256-417-9122. And when you talk to them, make sure you tell them Grant sent you.
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for dental visits. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for transportation to my doctor. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay to have my prescriptions delivered directly to my home. Did you?
These and more are important benefits some Medicare Advantage plans may give you. So if you're eligible for Medicare, call us right now because you may be eligible to enroll in a plan with amazing additional benefits. Some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for services like these: dental visits, vision coverage, hearing coverage, home delivery of drugs, even gym memberships. Some plans may include no copays for many services and 0 deductibles. Don't wait to find out if you're eligible to enroll in a plan that may include some of these wonderful benefits you deserve. Call us right now. The call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation. Make this free call now to learn if you're eligible to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that may include additional benefits you want. Call us right now.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. Thank you very much for watching the program. I'm about to get into the parting shot where we're going to give Joe Biden some credit that he so desperately is craving. So we'll get to that in just a bit. Before I do, though, let me remind you, the 7 things you should be talking about today, available every day, Monday through Friday at yellowhammernews.com. Go check that out, yellowhammernews.com. Sign up for my email blast. Go watch the videos I make. They're available there as well, so go see those. It's yellowhammernews.com, and if you ever miss Alabama Politics This Week, it's up there as well. For right now, though, let's go ahead and get to that parting shot. My parting shot this week is directed at Joe Biden, but not for the reasons we've already discussed, that he's having a terrible, awful, no good, awful, bad, terrible week. No, I want to talk instead about a speech he gave on Thursday where he stood up before the country and said, "Aren't I doing a great job on the economy? I mean, look what I've done. Inflation was 8%. Now it's 6.5. Gas prices were up to $5. Now they're $3.50. Give me credit for that. In the last year, gas prices have come down X amount." It's like, you know, you were president last year. Oh, wait, he may not know he was president last year, but he was president last year. He needs to look instead of where we were when all of this started. That's probably a more fair way to look at it. And I'll tell you where we were. Inflation was around 2%, and gas prices were around $2. So let's give Joe Biden credit for $3.50 gas and 6.5% inflation. They'll tell you this is somehow a wonderful thing that you should be very happy about because it's not 8% and $5 a gallon. Good luck. Good luck selling that to people. I mean, really, it's just a question of how stupid you think the American people are. They elected Joe Biden, so maybe vary, but it's still not something that you should try to sell to the American people because it doesn't make much sense. Thank you very much for watching, being here on Alabama Politics This Week, and listening all over the state. We'll be back next week.
Have you filed for disability benefits but were denied by the Social Security Administration? Or do you need to apply for benefits and are overwhelmed with paperwork? Are you between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury? Thousands of hardworking Americans are in your situation. They file for disability benefits every month and are unnecessarily denied their much-needed benefit check. Call now for a no-obligation, free evaluation. We can help you nearly double your chances of approval and get your benefit checks faster. We understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact and will share our insider expertise. There is a time limit to apply. We're here to help you get your disability claim filed and paid as soon as possible. Please, time is limited. So, if you are between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury, call right now and let us help you file your disability claim with the Social Security Administration.